All right, guys, what is going on tonight? Go ahead, add that. No crypto talk. Yeah, there was a crypto conference today. It's a big deal, man. But Trump didn't seem too interested. Seems like Trump is a bit tired. Can't really blame him. I was tired a few days ago myself. Trump's got a lot more important stuff too. Apparently, Saudi Arabia is investing $1 trillion. I just heard Donald Trump say it over the next 4 years. He's visiting Saudi Arabia. I guess within the next month and a half, he said. Don Jr. 2028 news? Please no. Is that serious? Oh, we're already doing this. He's denied it. I mean, even if he was going to run in 2028, you have to deny it right now. It's way too early for there to be any rift with Vance. You're putting Cal Ripken to shame with this streak. Yeah, I'll tweet out the gif of Cal Ripken like going around hugging everyone. Remember after the one game, like his final game with the streak? I make it like 20 days and I put up the gif of it. The Cal Ripken streak is it's on life support with what's going on with me right now. This is crazy. Yeah, the problem with Don Jr. is if his father backs him, I mean, it becomes an issue because there's a lot of Trump people that are going to back Don Jr. Then you can understand his father backing him as well. I mean, we just don't know yet. Crypto Summit was such a scam. Dude, why is everything in crypto, any news is bad? Just any news. I did make 20% off of that coin, by the way. Golden era, golden age. I sold that shit at the top. I'm not bragging about it, but I mean, it's like 20%. You'll take anything you can get in this market, you know? Good evening to my favorite Piss Off Canadians YouTube channel. Yeah, there's also some Canadian... I've been getting a lot of Canadian stuff, honestly, today. Just what's with this? You've got Pierre Poilievre, the Canadian potential next leader of the Conservative Party. He is saying Trudeau is not going far enough with the retaliation tariffs against America. This is a joke. But you know what? This dude's in a horrible position. It's like, because the conservative point of view when you get hit with tariffs is to fight back. But it's this weird dynamic because now it's like the conservative is the enemy. So how do you really... And you're kind of friends. Well, you're not really friends with Trump, but it's just kind of a weird thing. He wants to keep the Trump name going. Donald does. I mean, maybe. Who knows, Ben? It's hard to speculate. I said if all bets are off if he wants his son running, but you're going to get these rumors. It's a way early rumor. They're not even going to talk about that. Nothing Burger Summit. Yeah, dude, Trump looked like he was about to fall asleep. I'm not going to lie. Trump was about to fall asleep during that summit. I was like, man, you're kidding me. What were you expecting? A whole forum? I mean, I was expecting Trump to show us a little something or something. I mean, he's like, I think you guys say something about holding Bitcoin and not selling it, and it works out, I guess. Like, that's what he said. I'm not lying. Like, Odal? Check out TGP. Don Jr. says no go for 2028. He'll support Vance. Yeah, I mean that's what I think is probably going to happen for sure. I mean, I know he refuted the rumor, but I just wonder if, I mean, who knows? 3 years is an eternity in politics. There's no point of even really discussing 20. I mean, but we can understand that it looks like Vance is probably going to be the guy. Bill Nye salute. Play this. Yeah, I saw that. Let me find that. Stephen A. Smith with LeBron. Look at that. Bill Nye throwing one up. Who knew Bill Nye? He got some crazy money from liberal NGOs to spew the shit that he's been spewing the past like 10 years. He's got that's that state-run propaganda because Bill Nye, we grew up on Bill Nye. Remember Bill Nye, you know, the song Bill Nye the Science Guy. So now they got the propaganda baked in and he's like swearing. Remember he started swearing in like 2017? He's like, the planet is getting fucking hot, you fat asses. Lose a weight and men can become women. And he started talking about chromosomes and how he was wrong back in the 90s when he did the videos. It's like education for 12-year-olds. He's like, you can only be a man or a female and it's defined by your chromosomes. And now he's like, well, that's not true. We have to evolve the science. It would look like pure nepotism. Well, also, it's like Trump is already going to have a huge impact on Vance if Vance wins. Like, he'll have a huge impact on the government for sure. So, either way, Trump will have his impact. David Sachs was sucking him during his speech. Yeah, these are just suits. They're just suits. But I mean, that's what happens when you're the president. Trump said he's a soft conservative and isn't like MAGA. When did he say that? He said he wasn't like MAGA, his own movement. Trump doesn't care about crypto. He only cares what he can extract from it, just like the rest of you. No, we care about the tech. Trump posted about the crypto summit on his Twitter. Yeah, I mean, he's gonna. How about this? Live streamers in Japan come to the consensus that Japan is a communist country on par with North Korea. They get treated badly while doing this queer little live stream thing. It's like this is an endorsement for Japan. When you have poor etiquette like this, you want to force these people away. So when you have etiquette where you're out, you're filming people, you're doing live streams in the streets, that's bad etiquette. So this is good for Japan that these streamers don't feel welcome. I mean, yeah, that's you want to talk about. They say how racist America is. Look at Japan's immigration numbers. They bring in 80 immigrants a year. 80 immigrants per year. Japan 80. But no, it's big bad America. We're racist. We were built on immigrants. It's Bill Nye and Neil deGrasse Tyson, two of the dumbest scientists on Earth. Well, they both got overrun by that trans issue. You saw Neil deGrasse Tyson arguing with Ben Shapiro that, oh, we shouldn't gender sports. It should be based off of your hormone level. That's what he was saying. Tell them about XRP. Yeah, XRP is an amazing buy. Look at LeBron James getting angry at Stephen A. Smith because Stephen A. said his son was terrible. And LeBron is not happy. I mean, I back up Stephen A. Smith on this one, honestly. His son is terrible. He shouldn't be in the league. Bronny, his son is god-awful. And it's like LeBron's last year, and now you've got rumors about LeBron with the hormone, the growth hormone. It's not good. When are we going to get more DG Stories videos? I mean, I guess I could try and fit one in within this next week. A lot of it's going to be just March Madness, I would say, mainly. March Madness politics, that's about it for the next few weeks. Well, this next week is the conference tournaments, and then it'll be the brackets and stuff. I posted on X to scoop up Alberta as the 51st state directed at President. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm sure he's not really going to hear that. But he'll comment on Alberta. He's going to have to comment. If they are going to D.C. to meet with him, I mean, Alberta makes way more sense than what he was saying, with the entire country being the 51st state. Makes so much more sense to just add Alberta. And honestly, Alberta can do it. They just have to vote for it. Like they can secede from Canada, and it's like 51%. They're gone. Summit was BS. Yeah, I know. It was really it was a bore fest, dude. Any of this crypto news is just, it's all negative. No matter what we get with any of this Trump shit, it just ends up negative. Like, do you know anything outside of, even when we got the positive news that he was doing the digital asset reserve and everything pumped, it immediately tanked even lower the next day. Within a day, it all tanked. MLB Stadium ranking video before the season starts. I don't know about that, man. Those videos, that when you do the stadium rankings, those take a while to do. I mean, yeah, honestly, it would make sense to do it because there's new stadiums now. But it's weird because the two new stadiums are not even really MLB stadiums. They're like basically like minor league stadiums. This is what I'll say. I'll give you something right now. When you look at the A's and you look at the Rays, I think I like the A's, the Sacramento A's stadium better than the Rays, because the Rays doesn't even have any outfield seating. That's the worst, when there's no outfield seating. At least they have outfield seating with the A's. The summit is probably a meeting off camera. Well, hear more. Why else did all those prominent crypto guys meet? Oh yeah, I'm sure most of it happens off camera, but it was more so just like there was no energy to it. It looked like, I mean, Trump looked like he was about to sleep. World Cup for North American economy is going to be nice. You notice a lot of soccer fans worldwide don't like the halftime shows. Yeah, the World Cup's going to be a really good revenue for the United States. And there's also, I think there's one Canadian stadium that's hosting, and then maybe two Mexican stadiums as well. So it's like North America. Did you catch the SBF Sam Bankman-Fried video with Tucker Carlson? He said crypto idiots aren't building anymore. I mean, I didn't see that part. I did see the first little bit of it. I mean, but how does he know? He's in jail. They're not building. Dude, even when people build, like, nobody even trusts any of these projects. They all think it's bullshit. I mean, I saw this exact same AI grift project. They're all the same, just there's nothing to them. So even when people build with, like, utility, you can't even tell. One year out, World Cup winner prediction. I have zero clue on soccer. I don't know. Argentina? I think Argentina is good. I don't know. The United States. Imagine the U.S. won. We're terrible at the World Cup. We win it for Trump. Still nothing on Epstein. I know, guys. Let me tell you something, though, right now. This is what happens when you become a good trader. You want to know when I exited this coin? Well, I had entered at like 95K. So I entered at 95K. And just take a little look at this. Have a little gander. And then I exited. Dude, I exited like right here. I exited 137. So when you become a good trader like this, you can pull off maneuvers. And you make some serious money. You make a little 20%. You make a little 20%. This coin's dead now. But you just needed the pump. You get an extra $200 or $300. You get a little pay raise. So that's how you do it. Sean, what's up? The whale. The whale enters $31 from the whale. A little pay raise for me after the $23 yesterday. Germany will win the World Cup. Not the best side, but creeping back into contention. Yeah, I don't know, honestly. I don't know about soccer. I'll root for the United States. Everyone, everyone watches the World Cup, at least the U.S. games here. We're all normies. We're all just normie Americans. We don't really give a shit about soccer. And then it's like, yay, with the World Cup. Oh, wait, it's a tie, 0-0. Yep. So that was a pretty good trade for me. But Let's take a look at some of this. Let's see what Trump has to say here about this. They're really angry at Trump.
When Zelensky inevitably comes back to the White House, what do you expect from him? And do you think you'll see him in a necktie?
Well, I think what's going to happen is Ukraine wants to make a deal because I don't think they have a choice. I also think that Russia wants to make a deal because in a certain different way that only I know, they have no choice either.
When Zelensky
So Zelensky's let's see Zelensky come back to the White House. That was good for views. Let's get Zelensky back to the White House. And apparently Zelensky, the rumor is he's going to wear a dress as a sarcastic retort to Trump embarrassing him about the suit. So Zelensky's going to wear a dress now. Like, this is just not necessary, but that's apparently, he's like, you wanted me to dress up. You're going to wear makeup and a dress and high heels. It's not necessary, but listen, it'll be good for TV. Can I beat the Mev bots? No, you can't beat bots. It's impossible to beat bots. You can kind of manipulate bots, I guess, but even in... Depends what type of bots you're talking about. There is a human aspect to getting out of coins or staying in them, but... Thoughts on the crypto summit today? You know, it's good to see crypto being normalized. It's good to see a lot of Americans embrace crypto, and it's really becoming a huge thing in the United States. So it's good, man. I thought, you know, the problem is they're not buying Bitcoin. Okay, so that's the issue. They just have 200,000 Bitcoin that they have seized in criminal cases, and that's their reserve. They're not making any investment into Bitcoin. Because, I mean, technically, it's one of those things, if you make an investment and it goes down, then yeah, it's not good. You're telling me I need to do daily gym workout videos? Come on. Space facts, cold approach. I'm not doing any cold approach, and that's for sure. Sam Bankman-Fried has definitely been treated well by Diddy. Yeah, did you see Sam Bankman-Fried? He was like, yeah, Diddy, he's a little touchy, but he's a nice guy, but I try and stay away from him. He's like, yeah, Diddy he's a touchy guy. That's his personality. Thoughts on the Oscars? I think Conan was hosting them. I didn't even realize that, so Conan was hosting. I guess Conan is fine. I don't know. I don't watch the Oscars. I don't watch any of that stuff, though. Could they utilize AI to get rid of bots? Trading bots on the blockchain? That's not going to happen. The bots are a huge issue, though, in crypto. They're a big problem. It's like, well, there's still ways to make money, but it's more of a trading is harder with the bots. Getting into coins is not terribly hard, but no tax on crypto. Yeah, but the problem is there's still an income tax you have to pay. That's the issue. I'm trying to understand. No tax on capital gains on crypto, but if there's still an income tax to where if you make money off crypto. See, the good thing is if they do say there's no capital gains tax, you're not going to have to report your transactions. You just have to report how much money you know, whatever you put in. Let's say you put 20K in and you take 60K out. Then I think, you know, the 40K that you make is taxable still on income tax. Because that is income, unless they eliminate that. We want them to eliminate that so then none of it gets taxed. But the problem is that they might keep the income, even if they take away the capital gains. But the good thing is, at least if they take away the capital gains, then we won't have to report every fucking transaction. Crypto Summit was pretty gay. I mean, yeah, it was lacked a little bit of energy. Why do people on their couches care about watching shitty award shows? Yeah, it's like an elite intervention. It's really strange. I mean, if you watch a lot of movies, I could understand it would be okay. But even the problem is, I feel like a lot of the stuff that wins, like the stuff that wins Best Picture is always shitty. Anyways, it's like a shitty movie. So who cares that it has a good picture, but it's a shit plot. So the movie's not watchable. That's what I found when I was younger. It was like all these shitty movies win Best Picture. It's like these movies aren't even good. There were good movies. There were, 2013, 2014. Nowadays, the movies are really bad because there's no movie theater experience. They all come out on the streaming. But even sports now is getting destroyed by streaming. And I think there's going to be a cable revolution. There's going to have to be a new cable service that comes out because this sports stuff, the streaming is so bad. The streaming is a horrible experience. If you have a little kid my age, like a little bitch boy who's like, yeah, the streaming, yeah, stream. Streaming is terrible for sports. It is horrible. Streaming is just horrible for everything. It is, I don't know how people do streaming. Streaming is the death of everything. And then they stream sports and there's like a buffer. These kids are like, ooh, the sports. There's a buffer, there's a lag. The thing drops down to 720 because of the lag. It's like, this streaming is just, it's going to destroy sports. Yeah, look at this. Like, what? There's Alberta. Yeah, that's what it would look like, right? Well, actually, why did they give Alaska to Canada? We're not trading Canada, or we're not trading Alaska away. What the fuck? Here's your 80-20 issue everyone always talks about, 80-20. They still will fight for it. They still will fight for it. A losing issue, 80-20. How many times are we going to do these polls? This is like the 10th poll I've seen on this. It's always 80-20 too, exactly. Destiny making fun of this kid with brain cancer. Bro, you're so edgy, bro. You made fun of a kid with brain cancer. Oh, you're so edgy, man. I mean, come on. But then Republicans do like 1/10 of that and they get banned off everything. The Gene Hackman stuff, well, apparently his wife died about 7 days before he died. And they're like, he has Alzheimer's. It's just a really odd situation with him, especially with the timing of it. Something like ESPN Plus, you can get all the games. Yeah, I don't know, man. You get all the games. You get all the games with lag and stuff. That's what I'll say about that. Everyone pushed out to cut cable and moving to stream. Yeah, I mean, they need to offer a good price on cable. That's the problem. Did Trump eliminate taxes on crypto? Did he announce anything on that? I don't think he did. I didn't hear anything on that. I mean, he might do it. We'll have to see. We need it to happen. At least we don't have to report every transaction. I mean, that's ideal. But if there's still the income tax on it, it's a problem. Trump, FIFA. Trump, FIFA, crypto.
For a new competition that we created together, the FIFA Club World Cup, the best clubs in the world with the best players in the world. So we can show this is a unique trophy. This is the trophy, but it's not finished. because it's unlike any other trophy. There is a key.
Oh, wow.
There's no other sports trophy like that.
Oh, that is good. Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to be kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wait.
Wow. That's one I haven't seen.
And that's a trophy.
That is something, huh?
We got to win now, Mr. President.
This is a good one.
That's beautiful. I've
Inter
never
Miami and Seattle Sounders play
Never seen
for this
anything
trophy.
like that.
It is a
Yeah, this is like a Bitcoin trophy, I think.
Yeah.
It represents
for Bitcoin?
the past, the future, everything, the present.
And this will be at the White House for a little while.
Yes.
So if anybody needs a picture or anything, you can take it,
So,
but this is...
if you like it, Mr. President, it can stay here. Just on the 13th of July, you should take it with me
Let's leave it here.
to the stadium to give it to the winners. They
There-
can take a picture,
well,
then we bring it back here after the
Good.
picture.
Let's do that. We'll leave it here. We'll have...
Yeah, it looks like it's like a three-dimensional, like you know when you see Earth with things rotating around it, it's kind of looks like that. Wow.
So this is the trophy, but it's not finished because it's unlike any other trophy. There is a key.
Oh, wow.
There's no other
It's like he didn't know how to react to it. FIFA coin. Yeah, they got like a bit. Did they launch a coin? They're good for them. No, we don't need them launching a coin. Did a FIFA officially launch a coin? Oh, yeah, Trump's like, dude, I think Trump was just really tired. He's just like trying to get through it. Like, there's a key.
because it's unlike any other trophy. There is a key.
Oh, wow.
There is no other sports trophy like that.
Oh, that is good. Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to be kidding.
Yeah.
Like one of those desks with all the secret drawers. Nice. Elon Musk and Marco Rubio are beefing over Israel. Why are they beefing? Made out of Greenland rare earth metals. We will be able to do that in a year, maybe 2 years. We'll be able to do that with the extractions. It's not a coin, it's for a soccer tournament. But how is it a trophy if it's like a Bitcoin? I mean, that's clearly a Bitcoin. That's a giant Bitcoin for a soccer tournament. It's like, imagine they award someone like a giant Bitcoin. I used to have a Bitcoin, a really small one. A really small model of a Bitcoin. I wonder how much it weighs. It probably weighs a bunch. Yeah, this is a snack right here. Come on, those eggs look good. I never had sunny side up eggs like that in a while. Probably been like 10 years since I had eggs like that. That's gonna be copyrighted.
As Prime Minister, it's a touching moment for me. This will be my last public event as Prime Minister. So or one of my it's my last one till Sunday night anyway. So it is a big moment for me to be home here in Montreal, able to
How about Canada not calling new elections yet? With the Gearmite Singh guy or whatever the fuck. I don't know, they got some weird stuff going on in Canada. There should be, you should have an election when the fucking schedule, I mean, there should be a date for an election. They shouldn't have to call, the parliament shouldn't be calling an election. That must be some Fort Knox gold they got. Yeah, they stole the fake gold from Fort Knox. What's up, bro? Luck streak number 13. What's up, Pepe? Thoughts on the Elon Rubio beef? I haven't even seen anything. What is it over?
Clashes eventually between Secretary Rubio and Secretary.
No clash. I was there. You're just a troublemaker. And you're not supposed to be asking that question because we're talking about the World Cup. Elon gets along great with Marco, and they're both doing a fantastic job. There is no clash.
Mr. President, bottom line.
Who are you with? Who are you with?
NBC.
Oh, no wonder. That's enough. NBC.
Who has more authority, Elon Musk or the Cabinet Secretary?
Any other questions?
Angry conflict between Rubio and Musk. Election date has been leaked mid-April, May. But it's so crazy you don't have an actual date yet. The Canadian conservative leader is a bum. Yeah, Pierre Poilievre. He is in a bad spot. I don't envy the position he's in, though. Because really, whatever he does, it's a loss. Because honestly, the conservative position to take is to galvanize your people. But because there's a conservative doing it, it's like galvanize the people against Republicans, you know, and Trump. And so that moves them more liberal in Canada. Like, it's a weird situation to be in. So he's coming out and he's doing the conservative thing where it's like, we're Canadians. But that's what the liberals are doing right now. OnlyFans link. Oh my goodness. You want me to tweet it out? Steve Bannon loves it? Yeah, probably. Fake New York Times report. I mean, it's fine if they have a clash, as long as they work it out. They clashed over Israel, I think. No, I don't know, honestly. Favorite way to eat eggs? I always ate them scrambled eggs. You have eggs and then you have to put cheese on it and then you mix it all together. Scrambled eggs there. I had scrambled eggs about a week ago and I loaded those things up with so much cheese. So much cheese on those eggs. Cheddar cheese. You got to put a lot of cheese on it so it tastes good, and then you put ketchup and stuff and you put some salt, some pepper. Put some cheese on though. Here does interviews eating an apple, itch his neck. Yeah, but did you see the Patrick Bet-David clip? That dude is such a clown himself. He's like, he wouldn't do my podcast, so he deserves to lose. Bet-David is way in over his head. He's obsessed with himself. He's egotistical. He didn't do my podcast, so he's gonna lose. Dude, calm down. Your podcast, give me a break. These people, he's like, he won't go on podcasts. Podcast. God, how many times am I going to hear about podcasts? I have not listened to a podcast. I'll try and see clips, but it's like nobody listens to these podcasts. Nobody's got 4 hours to sit through a podcast. Some good content from you this year. Keep it up. Yeah, that was a good moment for me right there. Yeah, did you see the clip of PBD? He's like, he didn't go on my pod. He's gonna lose. He didn't go on my podcast. Oh my god, he didn't go on the podcast. Podcasts. free eggs for everyone. Eggs are they're sold out. You know, let me tell you something. Somebody said this before the stream started. You get like the pre-stream chat. There'll be people chatting pre-stream. Somebody's like, the gas prices are down. Yeah, the gas prices are really down. I paid $2.89. Liberals would brag with Biden when it was like $3.19, $3.29, but it's at $2.89 now. And honestly, the president doesn't have a massive impact, because if there's like a war going on, it's tough. But I think a lot of the normies are going to be very happy as we see these gas prices. They're going to start seeing these gas prices. These are good gas prices. This is going to be good for Trump. When is your podcast drop? Yeah, I'll just do like a 5-hour podcast. People need more content. I turn on podcasts at work and shit. Yeah, to be fair, I used to do that as well. But I don't do the, work like that anymore, to where, like, if you're doing mindless things, like mindless tasks, podcasts are good. They're way better than music because they make you think. Because I did learn just simplistic things when I used to listen to podcasts, like entry-level political stuff back in like 2017. So the podcasts are definitely better than music. And then I started listening to podcasts over music when I would work out. He also loves to warmonger the shit out of Iran. Well, I think Trump is having some type of talks with Iran, and I think he said those were going very well, so we'll see. He doesn't want them to have nuclear weapons, obviously. It's $2.79 in some areas. I'm sure it is. It depends, but it's also going to be, more if you're in certain states. Like California, New York will be more expensive, but just, I can tell you, in my area, it's lower than it normally was, especially under Biden. It's lower. I mean, under $3. I'm not sure it was ever under $3 with Biden. With Trump, it was like $2.29 at one point back in like 2018, 2019. Kanye West may go on Rogan. Rogan is gonna be totally anti-Israel in about a week, in a week's time. Your channel is getting bigger. It ebbs and flows. It ebbs and flows. I mean, I think if I keep doing these streams, I could probably build up a decent base following on the streams. Israel wants war. Well, they want Palestine. With this current war, they want Palestine completely gone out of the region for sure. Trump said last strokes with Iran. Yeah, so that's good. We'll see what happens with that. Apparently Putin is mediating, or Russia is mediating it. Newsom or Trudeau, who's worse? You're going to pick Trudeau. They're like cut from the same cloth, Trudeau and Newsom. I mean, it's hard to say. Trudeau's had more power than Newsom has. I mean, you could actually argue California is more powerful than... But he hasn't been the president. He hasn't been the president of a country like Trudeau has, so it's hard to compare how Newsom would do. I mean, Newsom is doing this like fake wholesome thing where he's trying to go back to the center as he readies. And listen, Newsom for sure, get ready to hear his name a bunch, because he's a good talker and he's trying to appear more center. He's like center left now, because it's a really big thing that a lot of these liberals are doing, to where they're saying, yes, we admit the Democratic Party sucks. Our voters want us to say that, so we're saying it. We're trying to do these new hip things that Republicans are doing, like the podcasts and everything like that. And so he's going to be a big name for 2028. Everyone already knew that, but I don't think he's going to win, but he's certainly going to be in there. He might start off in the lead in polls. It wouldn't surprise me at all if he started off in the primary polls with the lead for the Democrats. I used to only watch your YouTube content, but now I watch both. Yeah, because I really wasn't doing a lot of streams. Like, I would just do videos. Now sometimes I only do 2 videos in a stream. Sometimes I do 3 videos in a stream. It's really either 2 videos or 3 videos in a stream. But sometimes there's not enough news to really do videos on. Hate promoting his shitcoin, the daddy coin. Yeah, it seems desperation, honestly. You know, I was researching base meme coins because I want to find some base meme coins. This might be one of the craziest charts I've ever seen. So this coin, it did a full round trip in the span of about 4 months. It went from 4 million to 900 million back to 4 million. This can only happen in crypto. Think about this. This coin, it's basically Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving, it's like at 2 million. It goes to 900 million. This is a meme on base. And now it's just completely dead at 2. And this is all in the span of like 4 months. People don't realize how much money is in crypto. Like, it's insane. But how did this coin round trip so fast? 4 million, 900 million, 4 million in the span of 5 months. That's... I mean, imagine if we actually get an alt season with this type of money in crypto. Like, it's crazy. Do you think LeBron will run for president? I don't think I think he's got some skeletons in the closet. Honestly, LeBron. Yeah, I mean, who knows? You don't know with these athletes, but because the athletes are probably going to start trying to do that. I mean, everyone's trying to do it. Look at the Sportscaster with Stephen A. So they're probably all going to try and do that. Honestly. Yeah. So what happened with this? This is another Grok coin where I don't know if this is like their official coin now. Wow, it's all the way back down to 5.9. Yeah, so this went to, because this was like the official coin, so it went to 35 million, but now it's all the way back down. They said it was like their official coin of Grok or some shit, which is kind of stupid because there's actually is an official. Well, there's not. It's an unofficial. It's a meme coin of it. How do you take your coffee? I really don't drink coffee. I used to drink iced coffee. I never. The only coffee I ever drink is iced coffee, but I don't drink that anymore. Tate apparently left Florida. Yeah, he fled Florida apparently after they opened a case against him. He was going to do a podcast with Fresh and Fit. Yeah, well, I mean, he flees Florida. He had to flee Florida and go to Las Vegas. Oh my goodness. Musk versus Rubio, JD versus Don Jr. They're trying to divide. Yeah, I mean, but the Elon Rubio thing probably was true. I mean, they could have a disagreement. It's fine. They'll just make up. It's what happens. People have disagreements. What is the best platform to create meme coins? The easiest platform is Solana, but there's so many meme coins. It's so watered down on Solana. But the easiest for the cheapest price would be Solana. You went to Mog at 57 yesterday. You're just leaving it until something happens. You went into Mog at 57. 57 what? 257 million? What market cap? Darnold to the Seahawks. Sam Darnold got traded to the Seahawks or signed as a free agent? Yeah, I think he is a free agent. Signed as a free agent. How do you people not drink coffee? You had one and it was over. Yeah, I used to have coffee. It's just not. It's too much caffeine in it. You know, you can get 300 milligrams of caffeine in a large coffee from Starbucks. What alt are you feeling most bullish on? I'd have to like look through all of them honestly. Really, any of them that have had a pretty good. I mean, so many of them are so low in price right now. But I'd have to look through them. I don't want to do that right now because it would be like a longer thing, and people they don't want to see that. Have you seen the recent events regarding the Reform UK party? No, I haven't. Is there like a problem within their party? That party seems weak to me for being like a conservative party. It's like it's the far right wing Reform. I mean, these parties were always going to come up if you allow that much immigration. Of course, you're going to get stuff like that. Will you repost the Elon tits post with the influencers? I don't know what you're talking about, man. I had this granola earlier. Something wrong with this granola. Any news on Alberta? Not that I've seen. There's going to be something with Alberta. Trump will talk about it. He's going to have to talk about it. He likes that type of stuff. Kamala Harris considering running for governor of California and will make her final decision at the end of the summer. Look at this. Look at the money this is. Look at the partnership. They've got the video split up. Half of it's a poly market that if you want to get your website out there, just pay influencers. $538 shut down thoughts. $538 went to shit when did they get bought out by Disney or some shit? They became like a baby website to Disney. I thought they became shit when that happened. When they were their own thing, like 538.com, it was usable. But the problem is the way 538 was, you can't really find a perfect, polling composite, but they were very liberal. And I never used 538 because I knew they were very liberal, and the polls that they trusted tended to be more liberal. I mean, they can brag about, the 2016 election, but 2020 and 2024, throughout the entire cycle, they had Harris up, and there's just no way anyone could say Harris was going to win throughout that entire cycle. Elon and Susie.
Did you try to fire air traffic controllers? Elon!
Did you try and fire air traffic controllers?
Are you getting along with Trump's cabinet secretary?
It is interesting. I mean, Musk has just worked himself right into this administration. $538 got bought out by New York Times. So they're still a thing. The next baby mama. I think it might be a little bit too old for that one. Susie might be a bit too old. You have an Elon bet if he has 30 or more kids? He'll probably stop at like 22 or 23 if I had to guess, but I don't know what he's going to do. $1K migrants came to your city that has 100K. So 1% of the population became migrants. More than Calgary, Edmonton, and some other big cities, over 1 million. The kids are entitled. Well, what migrants from India? The reporters suck. Elon, did you fire any air traffic controllers? It's like it's like the most fucking normie mainstream bullshit Dem talking point. You fired all the air traffic controllers, so the planes crashed. Oh my god. Did you see the rocket blow up? Yeah, I mean that's part of testing the rockets. I mean, it's gonna happen. They have a lot of failed tests. $538 got bought by ABC Disney. Disney shut it down. Wow. How does RSBN get the video? They get it because they probably have people on the ground and on the White House grounds, so they film it. Elon, you're firing all the air traffic controllers. The planes are crashing. Oh my god. Trump is a sweet old man. Yeah, I do say that. Dude, I sometimes I'll just straight up troll in the video. Sometimes should I just really get crazy one time and just dude, I just try and gaslight, especially with the Greenland situation. Just be like, I mean, Trump's trying to save Greenland. I mean, Trump. I mean, what Denmark has done, they've been terrible. Denmark's been horrible to Trump. just yeah. Sometimes I do say that Trump is just a sweet old man trying for world peace. I haven't really done anything with Russia, but I could start saying. Then I'll get accused of like being a Russian asset. I could start saying Putin's an impressive dude, and yeah, I've been very impressed with Putin, and he deserves. I mean, it's understandable. It's understandable what he's doing. He wants the land back. It happens. But no, I'm not gonna do that. You wish Trump was younger? Let me turn this up a little bit. You wish Trump was younger? Well, it's he doesn't really age. I think he'll age at some point. But like for the last 8 years, he really hasn't aged. The makeup helps for sure. They're from Syria? Oh, God. Oh. You got 1,000 migrants from Syria in a city that has a population of 100K. You should see what happened to Springfield, though. And then the liberals tried defending it. They're like, oh, they help with the jobs. It's like a city with 30K gets 20,000 Haitian migrants. And liberals are like, it's totally fine. They help. Who's the jobs? The low-paying jobs. They help the GDP. Yeah, I think we'll sacrifice the GDP to have a culture. Favorite rapper: Eminem, Snow, or Lil Wayne? What? I don't even know who they. I mean, I know Eminem. I don't know about those people, man. Honestly, I'm not a fan of Eminem. He's got TDS. Do I ever get hate comments? I don't believe it. I don't think I get any hate comments now. Syria is cooked. Yeah, you want to talk about a Middle Eastern country? Oh God. It's got some problems. I mean, they all have problems, but what government should we set up on Mars? It's going to be a nationalist government. FBI arrested 2 active duty U.S. Army soldiers and 1 former Army soldier for theft of government property, bribery scheme. I saw that. Yeah, that'll be interesting. What's that on? Show the Candace Owens, Stephen A. Smith, that podcast, where Stephen A. Smith has over. I mean, you're seeing a lot of these It's interesting. You're seeing a lot of minorities start going against Israel. It's like they can band together with you asked me that question before, gay son or thought daughter. It depends. What is the extreme of the thoughterry? How many bodies by the age of 20? Can we trade Puerto Rico for Alberta? Well, Puerto Rico's not a state, but it's not going to be traded. I mean, in Puerto Rico, I'm not even. Does Puerto Rico even help us? I guess it's a strategic area, so it's good that we have it. It's good territory to have. But in Puerto Rico, they barely even pay anything for us, anyways, because they don't have. There's no federal taxes there. Free the Illinois red counties. Or merge them with Indiana. That makes sense. It's merge them with Iowa. Anything else on the For You page? This For You stuff is... These people should... I think they've been given... they've been given free immigration to the United States. Like refugee status. So they can come to the United States. They've been treated horribly. I give Trump credit for that, for what he's done with South Africa and speaking up, because liberals never would have spoken up with that at all. Because that's white people they're racist against white people. Liberals weren't going to say anything about that. Thoughts on the summit? The summit was a nothing burger. No, I mean it's good, man. The summit was fine, but Trump was like, he's like sleeping through the summit. He didn't really seem to care too much about the summit. I mean, I guess you can't blame him. Elon Musk might end up under 300. You've been telling people billionaires aren't liquid. Most of them would get 70 cents to the dollar if they tried to. Well, yeah, that's because he has so many stocks. But he could do that. He could over years though. He could do it. But he's lost a bunch of value because Tesla stock is down. Net worth is always kind of stupid, honestly. Trying to calculate net worth because it fluctuates so much. Yeah, I'm guessing Alex Jones will be on Rogan, you would imagine, really soon at this point. Why is Alec Baldwin on a TLC show now? DG3 was announced at the summit. A valuable asset. Do you like any tariff coins? Not really. I mean, the tariffs are on and off anyways. But I thought there was... How many are there? Are there multiple tariff coins? Yeah, I get why Putin thinks the way he does as well. I mean, that's just human nature. See, here in America, we never had to deal with anything like that where we lost land. I mean, we would want the land back, obviously. I mean, it is what it is. Obviously, it's going to ruffle some feathers. But this is not like, oh, he's going to invade Germany. It's just not that. They try and make it that to create this false equivalency of, like, horror, oh my goodness, World War III is starting. It's appeasement. It's the 1939 2.0. You're glad South African farmers are coming in. That's 80% of the food is produced in South Africa by those white farmers. That's a Zimbabwe 2.0 that's already started to happen. You'll see the area photos of the farms in South Africa. They've already taken some of the land from the white farmers, and you know, it's like, oh, the colonizers. So you look at the aerial shots, and the farms are just totally dead from 1989 to like 2019. The farms are just gone in 2019. There's nothing left, and these people don't learn, but. You ever heard of Earth 2 project? Earth 2. No, I haven't. Really good analogy. China building a military base in Mexico. What, for the NATO encroachment? Yeah, but that would be, it's not even that. It's more so like, it's hard because, you know, Russia's history is different than the United States history, but it'd be like Russia taking Alaska and then trying to, or like Alaska becoming a puppet state to Russia, and then Russia trying to manipulate the elections there, and because that's what the West did with Ukraine. They tried to put Ukraine into the West. China has been very quiet. I mean, it's all perspective. It's just based off of our news cycle. You mean with Taiwan? It's just based off a news cycle. That's Taiwan situation. There'll be something during Trump's presidency. I hope that nothing boils up for Trump's sake, because it's very hard to find a win on that topic. On a potential some type of invasion by China. Like, that's for Trump. I really hope nothing happens, at least during his term. Because again, it's almost like a no-win situation. But I mean, I think what would happen is Taiwan would have to. They already are making an investment in the United States, and you wonder they're doing that because of the tariffs. But you wonder what happens if there is a situation that breaks out, and Trump would be like, you need to give us something. This is annoying. This dude annoying to look at. Well, Trump is pointing off all the Canadian tariffs that have been on the United States. You know what? I really need to look up and because this is, Trump keeps saying this, and I think it is true, but like, why is this the case? Why are they ripping us off to the tune of 250% for dairy? I mean, that seems a bit ridiculous that they're tariffing us that much and then they cry about it, but he might not be telling the full picture. I don't know. China follows Trump's lead and imposes additional tariffs on Canada. That's not good for Canada. Yeah, Pam Bondi. I mean, we have to wait for the second phase, but I don't think anything's coming. The thing is there's going to be some hype surrounding it, so there'll be at least a little bit of hype surrounding that. Those files. That's when I hope to get out of that coin, that Epstein coin. Geno Smith to the Raiders. I mean, that's like a linear move for the Raiders. I guess they're going to get a little bit better. Their quarterback play has been bad, but I don't think Geno Smith is really going to change anything for the Raiders. Is the big crypto news already happened? I mean, yeah, the crypto news is that they're creating a strategic reserve for Bitcoin and digital assets. And we'll see what the digital assets end up being. You know what? There probably is on here. There's probably something on this. U.S. Bitcoin reserve. This is probably at 100%. 29%, really? Oh, first 100 days. But I mean, you think it'd be created? I don't know. U.S. National Bitcoin Reserve in 2025, 71% chance. Sam Bankman-Fried launch a coin. Yeah, he'll launch a coin to pay for his lawyers. Trump eliminating capital gains tax on crypto before June. This would be good. No matter what, it'd be good. Best value play on Polymarket? I have no clue. I'd have to, honestly, I'd have to look through it really hard and find one for you. Probably involving Trump, because these are like things that happen. Imagine Sam Bankman-Fried. That would be crazy. That's not gonna happen. Russia-Ukraine ceasefire before July. Yeah, but you gotta wait for that to happen. Gold missing from Fort Knox is down to a 14% chance. Trump acquired Greenland in 2025, 10% chance. That'll probably go up just once it gets back in the news. I mean, I don't know if it's going to happen in 2025, but it'll probably go back up. Trump end tax on tips first 100 days. I mean, I don't know if he can do it. I'm not sure. Antonio Brown was on Rogan today. Well, actually, it would have been yesterday. You know, Rogan records the day and then the day after he releases. So, like, if you go on Rogan on a Monday, it gets released on Tuesday. But I know what you're saying. That was just a dumb thing. That's like a know-it-all thing that I just did. Andrew Tate drama keeps going. Well, it's... Honestly, I don't really care. But, I mean, I did think it was kind of weird what DeSantis did, but I'm really not a big fan of Andrew Tate, honestly. I know people were like, you should like him and stuff. He just comes off egotistical. He's just obnoxious. I don't know. I mean, he says some things, I guess, that are good, but... The Trump pardon Derek Chauvin. Did you see what happened? They asked him about it. He said he had no clue. Yeah, Ben Shapiro came out randomly and started this, I guess, movement to pardon him. But... yeah, I mean, it's obvious when the environment at which that trial was done, they were going to hit him they were going to hit him really hard. And so we think, it's a bit unfair what he got. What did he get, life in jail or some shit? I don't know. Life in prison. Favorite roller coaster? And I haven't been to Cedar Point in forever. They got a new roller coaster. Well, it's not new anymore, but... what's that roller coaster? It was the Mean Streak. It was a wooden coaster. Steel Vengeance or some shit. Millennium Force is probably the best roller coaster at Cedar Point. They did upgrade the Top Thrill Dragster as well, I saw. Andrew Tate Twitter poll against Ron. Yeah, I know. You guys made me go to that yesterday. I have legitimately at least 3 or 4 Andrew Tate simps in the chat, which is fine. It's not a big deal, but it's a constant thing with these people. They're like, give me a news update on Andrew Tate. I don't give a fuck, bro. Why would I care about... it's like... there's nothing... the dude is just... he went to Las Vegas. What do you want me to say? You want to fucking try and find his plane? Yeah, the King Dakar. Dude, the King Dakar always... have you ever seen the King Dakar? Like, that roller coaster, where it's placed in that... well, obviously it got imploded, but when you're coming up, all you see is an ugly ass parking lot when you're going down. Have you seen the point of views on YouTube? I always thought that was so stupid. Like, if you have to somehow find a way to move that parking lot and just put in like trees right there. It would be a nice backdrop for when you're dropping. But when you're dropping, you just see this fucking ugly ass parking lot. I swear if you look it up, you'll see it. It's like, that's just ugly to look at. What's your most viewed video? My most viewed video is a video, I think it still is, it might be the MSNBC video now. It's either that or it's the video of the guy that tried climbing down the north tower. Yeah. I think that still is. It's either that or an MSNBC video. I mean, those MSNBC videos right after the election. I didn't even do any right after the election. I waited a little bit, but they still got crazy views. I was going to react to the 2016, but it's just like, come on. Come on. You're just fishing now. You're fishing. You know, you don't want to fish with videos. Shapiro was trying to cover for his Zionism with the appeal to white identity. He's losing credibility. Yeah, I mean, but that doesn't really... I mean, he's always going to be extremely pro-Israel. Him doing all this other shit is kind of irrelevant. I mean, he's Jewish, so he's going to be very pro-Israel, but it becomes a thing with these people to where it's like, well, you know, it's the Israel first, America first, and so... Do you follow English Premier League? I couldn't get into it. I never follow that stuff. The soccer league in Europe, I never followed that. LeBron went up to Stephen A. Smith and said, "Stop talking about my kid," or get my, you know, some bullshit like that. I saw the video, the lip reading. And LeBron is just, he's way too emotional. I mean, your kid is a basketball player. He's not playing well. He shouldn't be in the NBA. And that's all Stephen A. Smith said. And LeBron was pissed off. Marco Rubio and Elon Musk had a knockdown drag-out fight on Thursday, and Trump sided with Rubio. That's the rumor. Yeah, I wonder if that'll come out on what it was over. Rubio and Musk. What is Musk involved in with Rubio? You know, it's way too early, but who will be the successor to MAGA? Rumors already saying Don Jr. Most people think it'll be Vance. Yeah, I think those rumors are false anyways, the Don Jr. stuff. It's whoever Trump wants. That's who it is. That'd be my answer. Unless Trump falls out of favor or something happens to him. I'm talking about Donald Trump. If he wants his son, it's probably going to be his son. If he says Vance is fine, it'll be Vance. But he has a control right now, the MAGA movement of this party. So it's whoever Trump wants, as long as he has enough favorability within the party, which I think he will, obviously, in 2028. He's got to side with somebody, Trump. Fake story. I mean, dude, whether it's a fake story or not, I find it interesting. What does it matter? I mean, if grown-ups have an argument over a political thing, that's what happens. That you make up. It's what happens. But I don't know what Musk would be in with Rubio. Some foreign thing. I don't understand that. And Musk might have a little bit. I mean, what is Musk even advising on? Heard it was fake liberal news. Well, that's what conservatives are going to say, is it's fake news. I mean, maybe it is fake news, but is it really that bad? I mean, people fight over shit. I mean, it's just as long as they make up. Vance, Eric Trump. It's definitely not going to be Eric Trump. Eric Trump would probably be better than Don Jr. Eric is a bit too boring, though, I think. No, they wouldn't go with Eric for VP. They wouldn't go with Don Jr., I don't think, for VP unless Trump wanted it either. You got to go. All right, man. I'll see you. I'll see you, Pepe. What about Youngkin in 2028? Yeah, Youngkin is kind of, he's there. He's an option, but he would be a VP option. But I think Youngkin would have worked better with someone like Trump rather than someone like Vance. But the VP, we read too much into the VP. It's kind of meaningless. I mean, obviously it matters because considering Vance was the VP and now he's going to be the nominee. But in terms of winning an election, it's kind of meaningless. You think Elon will turn and then use X to rally against Trump? Can't have two. I mean, yeah, it's really delicate, isn't it? It's very delicate with these two. You're just kind of waiting for it to happen with them, depending on what it'll be. Like, how long will the relationship with Trump and Musk last? Musk is new to the government. Rubio is probably right in that instance. I feel it, but the Oval Office has always had screams and tears. Well, I'm just wondering what was it over? It's over foreign policy with Musk advising? I don't know about that. Maybe it was over his rocket launches or something. It's over funding for SpaceX. It would be cool to have a dual party ticket like the old days, like Vance, Newsom, or something. Yeah, that would not happen though. There's no way with Republican. It's too much alienization. The parties are way too different at this point. You think it's gonna be Vance, Tulsi? Yeah, I mean it's possible. We'll have to see how Tulsi does. Trump's likes fossil fuels. Elon is solar. Yeah, that's a difference between them. With I guess just stopping in to say, yo, you'll be listening to later when you meal prep. All right, man. I appreciate it. Flashing over issues relating to Rubio's management in the State Department. Musk allegedly criticized Rubio, implying he wasn't being effective beyond being good on TV. Oh, so it's more of a personal thing. Musk criticized Rubio. There's some good drama. You thought it was over the email? I highly doubt it. That email was really weak. That people got angry about that. What have you done in the you know what? But people get angry about really anything with Musk now. The official bear market is here. That's not true, man. You know that's not true. Come on. If she's down, I'm down. Oh man, not that meme. Man, all these coins are terrible. I can't even lie. These coins are horrible. There's nothing popping off. Puss in Boots. Here's a fake coin. %100 tariffs on select Canadian imports. This is not good for Canada. Ethereum BTC looks so bad. I think. Oh, you mean the pair? Yeah, Ethereum's looks really bad. Ethereum dominance is horrible. BTC's chart looks good though. Wasn't here, so I'm asking again. If you already answered, but I was saying that DeSantis ruined his reputation after he decided to run against Trump, ruined his popularity with MAGA. Yeah, well, he's doing it again with his wife. His wife is now running for governor against Byron Donalds, who's a MAGA endorsed candidate. Yeah, he's still liked. DeSantis is still liked in Florida, but he thought that he could win, and he had a really bad campaign when he ran that primary. He shouldn't have done. MAGA is just too strong. It's just too strong. He shouldn't have done it. China is just piling on Canada. Yeah, the BTC pair. Yeah, I know. Ethereum looks terrible. I can't really say Ethereum is going to do well this cycle. It's just, like, you would think that by now Ethereum would be around 4,500, 5,000, even with like a pullback, but it's just not even close. Is China going to do Trump's work for him? They crashed the account. Yeah, this is terrible for China, getting hit by both the major superpowers with tariffs. I mean, I wonder what the actual imports will be. It depends. Because Trump paused a lot of the tariffs on China till April 2nd anyways. And why he did that, I don't know. Was there a deal that was worked out, or was it just paused because for some unknown reason? Guys, with these tariffs, there's really not much. I mean, I can formulate opinions and say those in videos, but it's like, Trump is just doing stuff that's like, you're going to tariff them, you're not going to tariff them, it's paused, it's not paused, it's just a lot of, nobody really knows. I mean, this is just, so I just say, you know what, we'll see what Trump does with the tariffs, but you really can't predict. I mean, he's said some certain things about trying to generate revenue through tariffs, but it's like, you have to commit to the tariffs if you're going to do that. But I don't think he likes the stock market going down because of the tariff. What altcoin do you think has the best actual utility or use case? Not talking about potential price appreciation, but actual use. Chainlink, maybe. Yeah, it'd be like one of those mid-major alts, I guess. I mean, but even like use case is such a any higher alt, I guess, has a use case like Polkadot, Chainlink, some of the security coins. Storage, the top storage coins, but those they're all boring coins that are not gonna, you're right, they're just not gonna appreciate to the point. And then they'll be like, the other problem is, if you are an actual investor and you're like, I'm gonna find an AI agent, or it doesn't even, like, you're gonna find the best AI agent, it's irrelevant. In crypto, the best is irrelevant. It just, shit just randomly pumps, and they're all like the same. There's no differentiating them, or just AI projects in general. Like, you click on a random AI project, it's like revolutionizing the blockchain with this, just like you'll, this is with crypto. You'll see an AI crypto, it'll be at 250 million. You'll see another one at 330K. They'll look the exact same. And honestly, though, with how crypto is, the 330K one might be a better language model, or so it's like, the utility stuff is kind of like trying to find, like, oh, the one coin that's going to be the next Chainlink or Polkadot. I mean, that coin, those type of coins already have so much upfront funding anyways. They're not going to start off with lower market caps. We were taking troops out of Germany. I saw that. They say they were taking troops out of Germany and putting them in Turkey, I think. I think they're prepping for a peace deal. They're prepping for the negotiations. It's a peaceful negotiations. It's a peaceful DMZ is what they're talking about. I mean, they need troops there, I guess. So they're just reallocating the troops, I think. I don't know. They're getting them ready. You like Wayfinder? They don't have a token yet. Well, I mean, Uniswap is a Uniswap, Radian. I mean, they have utility, they're exchanges, but their coins are obviously very high in market cap. China announces tariffs on Canada. Looks like they will become part of the United States faster. Well, this is certainly bad. I wonder, select Canadian imports. What is the percentage that's actually being hit with tariffs? I wonder. They're saying it's select imports. Maybe we can. Sometimes they'll be able to summarize this. See, look at this. Postpone 25% tariffs on imports from Mexico and some from Canada for 1 month due to economic concerns related to a trade war. Well, I mean, see, this is the issue. You knew this was going to happen. So I was right. I said he probably was spooked out by the stock market. That's probably what this is if he's talking about the economic issues. Claudia Scheinbaum. Amazing. That's a Mexican name right there if I've ever heard one. They will continue to collaborate on security and migration despite the tariffs. JD Vance memes dominate internet. Memes have gone everywhere. Trump calls it more difficult to deal with Ukraine than Russia. It's because of Europe, that's why. Tier list of seasons fall as S tier. Yeah, I mean, that's a normie opinion. I have to agree with it, though. Fall has to be S tier. I don't know about... I mean, I like spring, too, honestly. I like spring as long as it's not too warm. I like fall, I like spring. Winter, not a big fan of. Summer, not a huge fan of. I mean, summer is decent if you've got good air conditioning. Do you think the Dems truly believe that Trump is like Hitler? Well, it depends. It depends how crazy they are. Some of them do believe it, yes. Like, legitimately, they believe it. Because they think assassinating him is acceptable. They think it's a good solution to solve the problem. So, some of them do. Some of them just say it is like a gaslighting thing. But, I mean, they do, like... They try and justify the assassination of him if it had... I mean, that's... It's pretty bad. Joe Rogan, Kanye West interview. Oh, bad. Remember they did do a sit down. Remember that? That was like 5 years ago. She's Jewish. I don't know. Yeah, how does that even happen? I mean, obviously I was making like a joke about her name. Like, whenever I see her in the news, I'm just shocked. But you know how those Mexican elections are, man. Daylight savings ends tomorrow? You're joking. So we lose an hour? I thought that was next week, I thought. But the thing is, when I go to Kanye, you know, some of his stuff's like not safe for this. I think his ad is still Kanye. I love the look of it. I love the look of it. The natural and the simple look of the studio is very future. I would love to sit down and speak with you, but I am honestly a bit uncomfortable with your latest tweets. Is there any way we can clear the air on some of this when we sit down? That's what the idea would be, and yes, I'm happy to know that the tweets make you uncomfortable. They are working, as you said, off the reservation, aka off the plantation. So I guess he'll have an interview with Rogan. It's not even it's a Text message, not a DM. Daylight savings time starts, not ends in March. Yeah, you're right. You're right. This is when it starts. But we lose an hour of sleep. That's the problem. Shine Bomb has a 70% approval rating. Who knows how real that is, man? I don't trust a single poll from Mexico. But I don't know. Maybe they do like her. Why would anyone prepare to FOMO into Yay? I mean, when is that coin getting launched? Probably when he goes on Rogan. Hopefully that coin never happens, honestly. China is tariffing Canada now. LMAO. Why? Because they sense a weakness with Canada, with them getting hit with tariffs from the United States. But the U.S. paused our tariffs on them, so I don't know. They probably just sense... The thing is China just got hit with tariffs from the United States, so maybe... I don't know what the trade relationship is between... It is kind of funny that Canadians said they should start doing more trade with China because the U.S. just started tariffing them to death. They're like, we need to trade with other countries like the EU and China. Well, I don't know about China now. Do you think you would still be interested in politics if it wasn't for Trump in 2015? Yeah, I mean, but it would be a lot less... I think it would be a lot more toned down. Politics is culture now. It's pretty crazy. And everyone says that, but it is true because of Trump. Yeah, I mean, I would have still been into politics. But it would have been a lot more boring, I guess. Who needs the sun still up at 9 o'clock at night in modern society? Well, I do like the sun up pretty late during the summer. It's just nice to have it up. Because nobody goes to bed at 9 o'clock anyways. You like having the sun up pretty late. It's like a good traditional thing to have. If Ye launches a coin, it'll be bundled and sniped like crazy. Oh, it'll be fucked. I mean, he already partnered with people, and I don't know what happened, but he partnered with people. He gave his phone up for $20 million to known snipers and known scammers. You never understood the hype about Ye's politics. It's because he calls out Jewish people in Israel. I think that's what it is mainly. I mean, that whole political stuff, that's all an act though. Like, he's talking about like running for president. That's all a charade. I mean, that's what I always thought it was. But it's like, oh, he calls him at me. But it's like, isn't that mainstream now at this point? I don't know. Trump only adjusted tariffs, not paused them. I mean, I just saw a headline that said he paused most of the tariffs on Canada. But you know what? Maybe he did adjust them because I saw him say in an interview today that he was justifying the tariffs on Canada because of the amount of tariffs that we get from them. They tariff us for a lot of stuff. I'm gonna look into that and I'll tell you guys what's happening with that. I don't know why we get hit with so many tariffs from Canada. You're asking to get rugged with that coin. Yeah, that coin's brutal. But people still buy it because of how famous he is. Thoughts on what's going on with random liberals crying a lot today about Musk? It's every day. I mean, who really cares? Who would be stupid enough to buy that coin? A bunch of people buy that, unfortunately. You could tell people, please do not. But, I mean, if you do snipe it, you're going to make money. A bunch of bots will make money for people, that's for sure. Volume bots. They can detect volume on a certain coin. Once it reaches, they buy in. There's going to be a fuck ton of volume on that coin if it ever launches. He's an attention whore. Yeah, so is Andrew Tate. They're the same type of people. They're obsessed with like fucking. They're obsessed with attention. Check Elon tweet. Did Elon say something about it? I mean, this is what Musk does. It's a fucking emoji. It's wow. It's yay. It's a emoji. He's got to have people doing this for him. Attack, thank you for that. Like, LMAO, what Chinese products will Canadians take off their shelves? Everything. Yeah, well, it's unfortunately what companies do is about the slave labor in China. But I don't know. I heard it was select goods. They're gonna have to, you know, they'll definitely downplay the tariffs that China is putting on them because they want to view it as, oh, Trump's this big bad dictator. So they'll be like, well, China is different. The United States, the other bad guy. China is tariffing us too. They're different. But I mean, they do that thing where you're right. They take off the liquor from U.S. based companies. It's hilarious. Grok tweets for Elon. I mean, he could have just someone do it for him easily. I mean, these tweets, there's nothing to any of these tweets. Oh, did he just say this about South Africa? They were confiscating their lands. Well, they're going to learn the hard way like Zimbabwe. What do you think of another Nazi-like movement rising somewhere in the world? Well, what it requires is, I think it's a radical movement, whether it's a heavy communist movement or a fascist movement. It requires economic turmoil. If you don't have that, people are not going to vote for something that is seen as radical. But if you have a radical situation, that's where it becomes a radical solutions. So you need a radically bad situation for that type of government to come to power. That's the only way you would get it. At least I think that's the only way. Where do you think the weapons sent to Ukraine have been going? I don't know. I know Tucker Carlson said it was money laundering. He said it was 100% money laundering, and there were a bunch of elites in Ukraine that were rich, really rich, off of wherever it went. Ukraine said they only got so supposedly this is the number. Trump's been saying 300 billion. Apparently the number they're saying is 160 billion, but of the 160 billion we've given them, and this is all in weapons, and where they say it's old weapons that we've been sending them. Apparently they've only gotten 119 billion. They can't find where the other 40 or 50 billion or whatever the fuck it is, where it is worth of equipment. I don't know. It's a total mess. When you send that much, there's going to be problems that quickly. I mean, there's going to be problems in terms of where it's actually going, and that is a lot of money in weaponry. Do you think the Gaza war is close to an end? I mean, it's getting there with Trump. I mean, Trump is. I'm not sure exactly what Trump wants to do in terms of. It doesn't seem like a two-state solution is what he wants. I mean, he's very pro-Israel, so he's going to want them removed from that region. That's what Israel wants. That's what Trump wants right now. Now, you could say, well, Trump is just doing that for negotiation leverage or just to get the ball rolling. This is what I think. Well, Trump probably wants that to happen, but then he wants the Arab countries to pay for the reestablishment of the Gaza Strip because it's been utterly destroyed. They said they have to pay $50 billion, $100 billion to renovate the Gaza Strip. That's what I heard. Axlar is like Chainlink. It's 115th right now, and it's really cheap. 115th in market cap. That's not cheap. That's pretty high. I mean, yeah, if it became Chainlink, it obviously that would be a lot. Russia, China suck all the oxygen out of the big lefty movements now. It is funny how China's like, the Chinese Communist Party. They have a mixed economy because they realize you can't generate GDP growth with communism. It's impossible. They're literally called the Communist Party. They cannot have a communist government and generate GDP. So now they have to have a mixed economy. That's why they've got all those billionaires. I mean, it's very strict. And even if the billionaire says the wrong thing, they'll disappear you. But now they have a mixed economy. They're like, this, we can't fucking, we're trying to pass the United States. Look at their population, their per person GDP. It's nothing compared to the United States. And that's even with them switching to mixed, although it's very strict. They're reciprocal tariffs because Canada put tariffs on China. EVs, the US is the same tariff on China. They're just all tariffing each other, basically. Trump is going to be tough on South Africa, and Musk is originally from there. Yeah, but Musk agrees with it. Musk is white as well. He agrees with that. That's standing up for the white minority in South Africa. So that's really not he's cutting funding to South Africa. He's already done it. Time for you to take your antidepressants, dude. Antidepressants, man. I was on an antidepressant when I was 17 years old. It's not a good thing, not a good thing. Has some side effects, let's just say that. What direction do you think America left? What direction do you think the American left moves towards? I believe they will adjust to what works and wins, but you wonder what it'll be like. All of their politicians that are really liberal end up being neutered. They just get neutered. I mean, the thing is the country, the United States, has been shifting more left and more left and more left and more left. Just look at the gay marriage issue. Just look at LGBTQ. It all shifts left. It's the Overton window. It's been shifting to the left. So it's like they really don't have to be radical. But yeah, they're going to have to be really. What they need to do is, with Trump, there's definitely some weak spots in terms of Trump and the fact that he's a billionaire and the fact that he does give some serious tax breaks. And when you give tax breaks to rich people, it does stimulate the economy to a degree because it's just for money generation. They're able to do things. But I mean, they really should have. I guess they were trying to do that, but hit Trump harder on the whole tax break thing. The thing is Trump does give tax breaks to everyone, not just the rich, but he does give them to the rich because it's kind of a conflict there. But yeah, liberals need to focus just all on the middle class. Everything needs to be middle class. But with them, it's just immigration has destroyed the middle class, obliterated it. And so if they're pro-immigration, they're pro-middle class, it doesn't make any sense. Immigration has killed the middle class. Not this capitalism. It's not all these billionaires. Immigration has destroyed. Culturally, in terms of money, in terms of wages going down, H-1B is a great example of it. And that's a high-level thing, too, to where you know, you've got to have a degree to get one of those H-1B visas, and those people that get them, I mean, those are middle-class people that would be working in tech, and they're just beat out by people that are desperate to come to the United States because they're in a worse situation in whatever third world country they're coming from. So they're going to work harder. It's like slave work where you pay them because they're just so tied into trying to get a green card, and it's all tied to the company. The company puts a good word in for the person, they'll get another green card, they'll get a temporary visa. So I'm surprised liberals don't just come out and say, you know what, we were wrong on immigration. But I mean, they'll never do that. Are the whites in South Africa, which are Dutch African in the sense that they built South Africa? Well, no, it's based off skin color. Look at Zimbabwe, it's based off skin color. And when you're white minorities, it doesn't end well for them, even if they are very, you know, good for a country. Andrew Tate said he has not lost the case. DG, he's an American citizen. He can do what he can do. Well, I don't know. Apparently, he's gonna have to go to UK or some shit. He's got cases in the UK. Listen, I don't know about him. There's some with women and the sex. I don't know. I'm not an expert on his cases and things like that. You excited for March Madness? Yeah, should be a good March Madness. You think India is the most racist country in the world? Eastern countries are in general. They're way more, you know, racist. I mean, it's a cultural thing. But in the West, it has to be this melting pot. We're forced to have a melting pot. Check the funny clips. I don't think there are any funny clips. Buckeyes making the dance. Ohio State. Yeah, I think they have to. I think they have to beat Indiana. They face Indiana tomorrow. If they lose that game, here's your funny clip.
So men think they own you. Take it from somebody that used to be a man. You got boobs. You got a vajayjay. Guess what, honey? You own them. Trust me, they want it. Make them earn it.
Make them earn it. Bobby, you gonna take my meds? Take my meds? Wait, that was that dude. He transitioned. Bobby? Donnie Bobby, take my meds. Are they adding the Greenland meme coin to the strategic reserve? Yeah, the main Greenland meme coin will be added. That's very important. He apparently had a video that got him kicked off of a big TV show in England back in 2015. Although the woman consented to him beating and it was role play, she just wasn't legal yet. Yeah, I mean, what does he do? Like, dude, I saw that video. It's just like, I don't know, man. I mean, I guess because he's an asset to the red pill in a sense. People want to keep him afloat and stuff. And look, it did seem like they were kind of fishing for charges, but you see some of those clips, they're not good clips. And then even trying to say it's foreplay, really? Look at that. That's... Thoughts on the Candace Owens clip? Is it the one where she calls out the Jews? I think that's probably the one you're referencing. I'm being sarcastic because it's mainly the clips that have been happening with her. Dude, I had to move on from that. Oh yeah, this again. Remember this? This is a legendary photo. I remember seeing this photo when I was younger at my dad's work. Did autism go from 1 in 40K to 1 in 36? Is it not a change in the detection screening? No. You're right. You're right. I think it's a combination of both, but you're right. They can detect it easier, and women now think it's like quirky to have autism. I'm serious. There's a little bit of both, but now it's like these fully functioning women are like, I'm autistic. It's like they're totally normal. People were asking me, they're like, you're autistic. No. But it's like this new thing to where they overdiagnose autism. Now it's people that are totally normal. They'll ask you, are you autistic? No, you're... But there's like more people saying they're autistic. That's part of it. People that are fully functioning, there's nothing wrong with them. It's like if you have a quirk about you, or you like things a certain way, it's like, oh, you're autistic. Bitcoin the rainbow. Yeah, the rainbow's already been invalidated. When did it get invalidated? They changed the rainbow. It's invalidated, the rainbow. Because then they move it, but it got invalidated like 2 years ago, I remember. Yeah, maybe the rainbow is not... BTC went down to 86K. It was at 91 earlier. Yeah, there's ebbs and flows in it, man. There's ebbs and flows. This is all food stamps? How many kids does she have? Oh, I've seen this before. Yeah, but I don't even understand this. How is this all free? How many kids do you get for that? How much money do you get allotted per kid? He has like 10 kids or some shit. You hate when pro-Palestinians compare Palestine to natives. Unlike Palestine, there was no established civilization with natives in America. They were cannibals, and they all fought each other. They fought each other for land. There was no actual government that the United States It's like, oh, then the white people must have overthrown a government. There's no government to overthrow. There's nothing set up. They had nothing set up in the modern day United States. Or, within the 13 colonies, obviously there was nothing, and they created it, but they never had anything set up. So it wasn't even like there was this huge battle. There was nothing set up on the continent or on the country. And it's all garbage junk food. Yeah, it's a bunch of chips that looks like Lunchly. Is that seriously Lunchables or Lunchly? I never.
The type of schism.
Oh, god damn. Face a copyright. Is it a dumb take to say it feels like nothing is really happening right now? What's wrong with you? Well, it depends on your perspective of if you follow the news or not. I mean, you could think nothing is happening. It's all stuff is always happening. Nothing is happening in what sense? I mean, maybe there's a little bit of a news brawl. I mean, but they're trying to end the war in Russia, Ukraine. I think that's kind of the big thing right now. There's a Summit charity soccer match tomorrow with fucking streamers. Yeah, streamers always do that shit where they have these soccer bullshit. American left likes to pretend that Native Americans were unified, peaceful, tree huggers. Right. They were just they were just tribes that fought each other, and there was cannibalism involved, you're right. But it's like, you know, back when that was even established, the 1700s, it's a different era and it's a different time. That there was no actual established government within those lands anyways. How much do you need to make to be on food stamps? Yeah, I think it depends how many kids you have. It's like I don't know, like I don't know, man. Thoughts on the top streamers shill for Palestine at the soccer streaming event? Well, it's like the most normie opinion ever. And yeah, that's what they do. It's like, oh, it's their native land and stuff. And it's like, I don't like what Trump's done with Israel, and it's bad, and they're definitely entangled with our government with AIPAC. I get it. But then it's like with Palestine, it's like, ugh. I mean, they're run by a terrorist organization. How am I supposed to... Like, well, it's their land, it's their native land. Well, Israel did beat them in a war in 1948, although they did get a lot of help from the UN. Is it worth moving to Raleigh, North Carolina? I don't know about... I mean, my guess is Raleigh, North Carolina is probably really expensive. It seems like a place that a lot of people would move to, because North Carolina has a really good climate. Raleigh's a big city there. The Carolinas are great. Yeah, the Carolinas have great weather. I mean, there's no doubt about it. They get kind of, you don't get too cold, and I mean, they do get pretty hot, but pretty much everywhere in the United States, the lower 48 gets hot. Why is Roger Stone pro Tate? It's just because Tate is, he talks about the red pill stuff. For some reason, all these streamers are heavily pressured on Palestine by pro-Palestinian viewers. It's like the right-wing influence with Israel, but with Palestine. Well, yeah, because it's the bullshit context of the Native Americans. They're there first. You're colonizers. That's all it is. But I mean, that's the weird thing to where it's like, well, you've got some people on the right going against Israel, and then a lot of people on the left going against Israel for different reasons. You see the Hassan clip where Theo Vaughn's like, yeah, what do you think, Israel and the United States, they're pretty close. And then Theo Vaughn's like, yeah, they are, but Or no, but then Hassan's like, yeah, they are, but Candace Owens, it's all conspiracy. That's because Candace Owens says there was blackmail. I mean, that relates kind of to the Epstein stuff, but you wish the right would move away from Andrew Tate. Yeah, I mean, it's more of a bro culture thing with Andrew Tate. You think someone like me actually would probably be more supportive of Tate? I don't know, man. I listen to Tate and I just think he's obsessed with himself. It's tough to hear him talk because he's constantly like, everybody cares about me and all this, and it's like, come on, dude. It's enough. It's enough of you praising yourself. It's boring to listen to. Who do you like out of the MAC? You think Kent has a real shot? Got to get past Akron. Yeah, it seems like MAC basketball is always very high scoring. I don't know if that's just something I've noticed this year with the MAC. Stop fucking with my son. He also reveals that Draymond Green no longer... Draymond Green is such a LeBron simp. So Draymond Green stopped talking to Stephen A. Smith because Stephen A. said LeBron's son shouldn't be in the NBA. This is pathetic. Bro. Remember Guitar Hero? This is like Rock Band, though. This ain't even Guitar Hero. This is a Rock Band. You can tell this is a Rock Band by the fucking... the strum. The string. Like a Rock Band mod. Dude, I don't even know how these people hit these notes. It doesn't even seem like they're hitting them. It's like... it's impressive. When I was younger, I used to look up World's Hardest Song, Guitar Hero, and they would program songs to make them really hard. Oh wow, this is great for me. This is good. Yeah, I'm an Irish American. This is I appreciate this. This is great. Yeah, Draymond. I don't know why Draymond is so obsessed with LeBron. It is strange though, man. It is odd. Leakers who warned about ICE raids have been found and are being prosecuted. Well, it's a total clowns. Clowns are getting in jail for trying to protect criminals. It's all social justice people, I bet too. You think St. John's will get a 2 seed? It depends how well they do in the Big East tournament. And also, they have a game tomorrow, I think, against Marquette. So yeah, if they lose to Marquette, I think they'll be a 3 for sure. But then if they win their conference tournament, I mean, if they win out, they're probably an upper echelon 2 seed. They're not going to get to a 1. They just don't have the they don't have the schedule. They don't have the strength of schedule. But they could be a 2 seed if they win tomorrow and then win like 1 game in their conference tournament. They'll probably be a 2 seed. Famous politician in England named Enoch Powell said that even for white English people, no matter how many generations down the line in other countries, they'll always be English. Well, yeah, I am Irish. I mean, that is true. But I mean, this is like the weird identity with the United States, where it's like anyone can be American. you know? And they've really pushed that, and that's what's pushed immigration. But it doesn't even matter for those European countries because it's like, you know, let's say I was born in Ireland, I'm getting hit with the immigration there too, even though I'm Irish and I was born in Ireland. Would you make a video about Jeffrey Epstein's suspicious death? And I feel like it's too late for that. I feel like that's a video that probably should have been, you know, it would have been in like 2019, 2020. Because people have already cracked that, and there's good stuff you can watch on that. I don't really need to do a video on that. Do you think British Columbia? Well, no, there's no way British Columbia. British Columbia is liberal. Yukon is liberal as well, and it's sparsely populated. Saskatchewan, maybe. But it would probably be unlikely. I mean, it depends how bad the economic situation is in Canada and how much of a lifeline Trump gives them. You have to thank the Nelk boys for the election. Or so says Dana. What, because the Nelk boys won Trump the election? Give me a fucking break. Even the Native Americans came from Siberia. I heard they came from Siberia. BC is the California of Canada. Yeah, I mean, but their population is a lot smaller, though. So even if you did why Kirk Cousins is in the White House? A strange meeting. Kirk Cousins is like, can I get a picture? Could I get a quick picture? Like a little fan meetup. You were born in Ireland? No, I was proving a point. I was born in Ohio. I'm born in Ohio, man. I've never been to Ireland in my life. But I'm saying if I was born in Ireland and I'm Irish, you're still dealing with immigration. It's like they say, well, anyone can be an American. Well, not anyone can be Irish, but they still have the immigration problem. How many foreign spy sleeper cells are in the U.S.? It's possible to say. A lot of them are through the internet. Trump cuts $400 million in aid to Colombia amid anti-Semitism. Oh, this is I thought he was talking about the country. This is the Ivy League school. This is the Israel stuff. This is the Israel stuff. This is the Israel protests with the Palestine. They were not happy about that. To have a bunch of Alaskans vote in the Yukon election to flip it. Yeah, you probably could get enough Alaskans in there, but Alaska is kind of weird. Those really cold places tend to be more non-political rather than being extremely right-wing. I mean, it's a bunch of Native Americans that live in those territories in northern Canada. But GOP love to say Democratic run as if Democrats run New Hampshire and Connecticut are crime ridden. They aren't. Yeah, crime is based on mainly demographics. Yeah, I mean, this it's like free speech. It is a free speech violation. If they're just out protesting, it's very obvious here. But I mean, this is like, technically, you still have free speech, but they're going to incentivize stopping it by Trump cutting their budget. Trump said Russia is going to make a deal with Ukraine. That's big news. I mean, but that's something he's said for like weeks now, let's be honest. The big news will be a minerals deal, the details of a minerals deal, or the details of a ceasefire, or a ceasefire being announced, something like that. That's big news on that. NASA SpaceX to launch Crew 10 mission on March 12th, sending 4 astronauts to the International Space Station for 5 months. You know what? You know what came out about that? The astronauts that were stuck in space, I think they're still up there. They admitted that the Biden administration blocked SpaceX from getting them, so it was political. Because Musk was talking about that like a few weeks ago in a tweet, and he was like, "No, this is total bullshit." Because the astronauts were like, "No, we feel fine. We don't feel abandoned." But then they admitted, yeah, I mean, they blocked. We were going to be saved by SpaceX because that was during the election. That was like the lead up to the election. They were up there. The Biden administration didn't allow SpaceX to go get them because they didn't want Musk to look good because Musk is tied to Trump for the election. And you know those stories with space and you know, rescuing astronauts, like a big global thing. It's huge news in the United States. It's like oh, yay for America. It's like a thing that brings the country together, and it would be done by Musk's SpaceX, and they didn't want that. It's interesting to think about that. And I knew that had to have been it, like, because they were like, "No, this is a regimented schedule," and then Musk is like, "No, we could do it within budget." I mean, did you hear Poland is requiring men to train for the military? Yeah, I saw that. Well, that's all of Europe. How about Europe? It's this weird thing. Poland, not so much in terms of the liberalism, but all of these very liberal countries are like, we're arming up now. Okay, there was an interesting thing I wanted to look at. What was this? It got a lot of likes. I thought it wasn't like, what is like, what is this?
Come, Holy Spirit, into the hearts of all of your beloved children, and kindle within us the fire of your unending and relentless love. May all of my words and our hearts together honor you today, O God, our rock and our Redeemer.
The British send a message to the United States. You challenged Europe to step up. I say to you that we have, and we will further. European allies must take the lead on Ukraine. Yeah, well, they'll start sending a bunch of money. Well, that's your conflict. Trump in 2017, you should be remilitarized to counter Russia. Europe, fuck you, Trump. We want peace with Russia. Trump in 2025, you should make peace with Russia. Europe says, fuck you, we will be remilitarizing to counter Russia. But they could have remilitarized in 2017 and Russia wouldn't have done anything. That's where this is wrong. Like, this doesn't make any sense. You could have still remilitarized in 2017 and it wouldn't have been escalated. Russia can't do anything to the rest of Europe. Europe is a fake tough guy. Well, nobody even thinks they're tough anymore. That's why they're trying to rearm. That's why they keep crying to the United States about Russia. Trump demands that the hostages be released. Well, he keeps demanding it. I think this is the second time he's demanded it in like 2 weeks. Greenland has their prime minister election on Tuesday. Yeah, but apparently it's the person that's gonna win is like got like an 89% chance. It's not really, and I don't think they're necessarily pro-US. I mean, look, the Greenland thing, it's gonna have to require some coaxing, meaning you're gonna have to do some sweet talking to them to get them in. I mean, and that's because the US is nice, by the way. The US could just go and kind of do a soft takeover if they wanted to. They don't have a military. NATO would have to defend them, or it'd be the EU plus the UK, really. You can't really say the EU anymore, but because Brexit, you have to specify it. But the EU would try and stop the United States. They wouldn't be able to. It's total bullshit why they would do that anyways. But it's like, Trump is going to have to offer the people of Greenland something, like some type of investment, some type of financial incentive to want to join the US. I mean, they're going to already have to agree to some type of financial incentive anyways, because they get subsidies from Denmark to stay afloat. About 25% of their total economy is from that. Forget Greenland, you want Alberta. Yeah, but Alberta's a bit harder because of the population. Greenland only has 57K, Alberta's at 4 million. The EU wants to make its own forces, abolishing all country forces of member states. The EU wants to have a combined military. Well, a lot of countries are not going to agree to that within Europe. I mean, certainly they would all fight together against Russia. They would galvanize together. You don't want Alberta because it makes our borders look ugly as fuck. Yeah, that's why you'd have to take British Columbia as well. If you took British Columbia, it would be better. It'd make it look better. What are the thing that I even tweeted out? I tweeted out some bullshit with like, someone said they were being censored by sharing this. I was like, let me look at this shit. Yeah, this gets a bunch of comments. I just randomly tweeted it out. But this is like, what is this? Yukon, Northwest Territories, maybe Saskatchewan. Yeah, Saskatchewan, Alberta, British Columbia, Yukon, Northwest Territories, Alaska, not Nunavut, Greenland. Meme coin charts look cooked. I mean, which one are you talking about? Like the bigger meme coins? I don't know. I haven't really looked at meme coins. Let me look at SPX. Is SPX at least over 500 million? Please tell me it's over 500 million. These are all fucking wormholes. God damn it. Yeah, this will have to be the bottom. This will have to be the bottom for SPX, hopefully. What is MOG at? 200? 198? And you would think this would be a good entry, but it's like, can you even recommend it at this point? That's honestly a buy signal when I say that, but oh. There's no history on this coin. You go to Dex Screener. Alberta has abundant resources. I know, I've been talking about that. Imagine if Europe tried to invade Greenland or Canada. Well, it wouldn't really be an invasion. They're trying to defend Greenland against the United States, basically. But it's a joke. They wouldn't invade Canada. They don't have the manpower to do it. Imagine Europe and Canada face the United States. That would be crazy. North American battle. Bart, yeah, Peanut I'm sure is terrible. Bonk, Toshi. I want to see what Peanut is at. 196. Oh, I mean, honestly, this is kind of typical. 1.8 to 196. Yeah, it was even lower here, surprisingly. So it's actually had a rebound if you look like the past 3 months, past month. Yeah, this dude was like, you can literally see he doesn't give a flying fuck about crypto. Yeah, Trump's just like, wait, what is this? Was this your fucking bullshit crypto project? And he's like, yeah. Then I try to defend it. Absolutely, Trump has people he trusts on things he's not an expert in. Government 101, strategic reserve is the most obvious thing ever. You try and defend it. Dude, this is Trump. This is Trump signing it. I don't have a pen anywhere. Wait, what is this? This is, sir, it's the crypto strategic, it's the Bitcoin strategic reserve. You like this? Did I agree to do this? Yeah.
An executive order establishing a strategic Bitcoin reserve and digital asset stockpile. This is a promise that you made throughout the campaign, and today we're keeping that promise. The reserve will be capitalized with Bitcoin that the federal government already owns, so it won't cost taxpayers a dime. This is like a digital Fort Knox for digital gold. And premature sales of Bitcoin over the past years cost American taxpayers over $17 billion in lost value because we didn't have a long-term strategy.
Right.
Now we do. So.
And this is something you believe in?
100%, yeah.
Okay.
And the whole community believes in it.
Very good. Promise, right?
Absolutely.
This is something good. Yes, sir. Sir. This is good. This is very good. Should I just tweet out a map of us taking all of Canada? I mean, just try and get engagement farming. I need to try and get engagement up, honestly. Just gonna tweet out a full map of just us taking all of Canada. He's confused. He's like, yeah, all right. If you make all of Canada into multiple states for fair voting, wouldn't that be better than only Alberta? No, it would be heavy liberal. Yeah, I mean, you could split it up in like 4 states, but it would three of the states I think would be liberal. The only state that would be conservative would be the Saskatchewan, Alberta area. Tweet the entire map of North America as USA. Yeah, should I tweet it out and see? Let me tweet it out right now, actually. Watch this closely. Let me just Google this really quickly. USA North. Actually, we'll just do Canada. I just searched USA Canada takeover map. Let me find a good one. This is how you do this type of stuff. I mean, this is. No, I just added all of Canada. I'll add Mexico next if it does well. I'll add Mexico next. That's really good content.
On blockchain or meme coins or any of that. I just, A, I don't know, and B, I don't care. But I do think it's worth looking at this crypto thing a little bit, only because it is a deeply, deeply old-fashioned, simple scam at this point, which points right to the White House. news from the White House tonight really gives us no choice. You have to look.
You don't know about Trump's meme coin?
Hopefully, the broad strokes of crypto trading are not complicated. It's like when there was the Beanie Baby craze in the late 90s. People started buying these stuffed animals, right?
Oh, the
Beanie
Beanie Baby bullshit.
kind of
Yeah, this is the common normie thing. This is normie bullshit. Oh, it's like Beanie Babies. Shut up, lady. Matt, she doesn't know anything about the blockchain technology, transaction speed, how the AI is implemented into crypto, the decentralized variation. This woman has no clue. Did you talk about AB on Rogan yet? No, I didn't. AJ, why don't you give me a summary? Was it good or bad? AJ, please give me a quick summary of this situation with Rogan and Antonio Brown. Typhoon, what's up, man? Yeah, we were talking about the crypto summit. We're talking about the crypto summit. The crypto summit wasn't very good. They were asking Trump, they were like, sir, you need to sign this. He's like sleeping. They're like, sir, you need to sign this. He's like, you guys want to do this? Is this good? Yeah, it's good, sir. Just sign it, please. Caring specifically about South Africa is odd. Well, that's the reason Trump has to do it, is because that's racism against white people in South Africa, so Trump has to call it out. I mean, liberals would never call that out, so I'm happy Trump called it out. It's Mark Cuban. Did Mark Cuban retire the glasses? I thought I saw Mark Cuban talking about that trade. I don't think he was wearing the glasses. He retired them. What's going on with his hair? He retired the glasses. He wore glasses to try and seem sophisticated during the campaign. Is that seriously it? You ever seen Severance? No, I haven't seen it. That's a show Joe Rogan recommended, right? It was bad. He's also dropping a coin. It's just Jay, bro. LOL, all good. So you're saying it was a bad episode? Yeah, I don't really watch Rogan anymore, but it doesn't really surprise me. Antonio Brown doesn't even tweet his own. It's someone else that tweets for him. He sold his account. Mark Cuban is what everyone thought. I don't even know if it is a hairpiece. Mark Cuban is what everyone thought Trump would be in 2015. Yeah, but Cuban said he's not going to run now. See, they always say stuff like this, but then it's like, this seems to be tweeted out every single day. He's ready to agree to peace with Ukraine with conditions. Well, yeah, it's the problem. The problem is the conditions. Your earlier streams, you seemed more objective, but you're drinking white supremacist Kool-Aid. Well, listen. This is really just, I mean, I'm certainly not a white supremacist. That's the thing. It's like, oh, you don't want immigrants into your country, you get accused of this stuff. This is unfortunate with what happens nowadays. When we acquire Greenland, we should rename it Freedomland. Now, I like the name Greenland, honestly. I don't know. The minerals deal will happen. The minerals deal will happen. You need to give it time. They have to agree to a minerals deal. The only thing that would hold it up would be Trump not wanting to give security assurances. But there's going to be some level of something. Trump just doesn't want the United States to have to fight if there's a reinvasion. But hopefully there's not going to be a reinvasion. There's not going to be a reinvasion under Trump. We don't know about after that, but there's not going to be a reinvasion under Trump. Because they're doing an economic deal. All the crypto news should be positive for a market, but always ends up being bad. That's what I was saying. It's unfortunate, man. It's just every time we get an update. Dude, even the thing that Trump tweeted. Trump tweeted out that he said that they were doing the whole fucking digital reserve or whatever, the digital coins, and everything went up by like 20%. And then the next day it tanked even lower. And that's when I was like, what in the hell? This is like the official Grok coin, I don't know. There's just nothing even to buy, honestly. Well, there is stuff to buy. Stuff is down, but it's like, got no money to buy. Libs like to argue Ukraine's sovereignty by saying Ukrainians supposedly ruled Russia because they held Russia during Kiev Rush, which is Ukrainian monarchy that controlled my. Yeah, but that was also a control. I mean, Ukraine was controlled by Russia for the longest time, and throughout all of the Soviet Union, basically, or most of it, like 60 years of it. So but that's the thing, is we're getting these arguments about land ownership and history, and I mean, look, invading a country is it's not necessarily a good thing, but this is a situation that the United States has never been involved in, so it's not like we lost Alaska. If we would have lost Alaska, I think we'd probably try and take it back, honestly. I mean, is that a bad thing? But obviously, it's the buffer state. It's the buffer state in between the West and the East. I don't really like renaming countries, honestly. I would just call it Greenland, just U.S. territory, basically, but just Greenland. I would just keep it the same name. Because if you change the name, it just kind of comes off weird, I don't know. Greenland, and then in parentheses, USA. Do a 24/7 stream for a few days, and you'll have money to buy crypto. It's not worth it. I'm just getting my sleep schedule back, honestly. U.S. and Russia become allies with the EU and China. Team up. You mean while the EU and China team up? Yeah, that seems very unlikely the EU and China would team up. U.S. and Russia versus EU and China. That would actually be a pretty formidable battle. But we don't want that. We don't want the big powers to be against each other, because it creates a world war. Oh, what's up, man? Dank, I remember you, man. Who are all the anti-white people? Well, listen, whenever you try, it's like, it is what it is. It's because of the political climate. People are so used to just I don't even know. I mean, I think the climate is changing, honestly, in terms of that. I mean, when you've got Tucker Carlson saying white people have a right to have a homeland, I mean, I would say the political climate is certainly changing in terms of that. You want to take my gifts? Come take my... Dude, imagine he goes on Rogan again. You gotta remember me if he goes on Rogan again. I'm gonna... And you know there's gonna be... This is what I heard was gonna happen. He's bringing a Christmas tree. And there'll be, like, gifts under it when he goes on there the next time. Imagine. That would be, like, one of the greatest things ever. Give Argentina the Falkland Islands. I wanted the Falkland Islands. I wanted the U.S. to get the Falkland Islands. Get Bermuda. I mean, with where Bermuda's located, it's like off the coast of South America. Yeah, good luck at your new job, man. Good luck. What do you think of Russia talking with the U.S. over Iran nuclear? Well, that could be good in terms of fostering a relationship when you've got a moderator with like Russia, and apparently the talks are going well. Now we'll see what the deal ends up being, but Trump doesn't want them to have a nuclear weapon, obviously, so I don't know what the deal is going to be exactly. But I think it's good. It brings Russia into the fold, and so you have a good relationship with Russia. I mean, Trump has said that it's really Ukraine, and Ukraine is a proxy for Europe. Europe is saying to Ukraine, don't end this war, we're supporting you. If Europe wanted the war ended, the war would be over. But Trump has said, in terms of ending this war, Ukraine is the ones holding it up, not Russia. And that's because of Europe. And then, of course, the whole, well, he's in bed with Putin, he's a Russian agent, he's or he's a Russian asset, whatever. They'll always say that just because Trump gets along with Putin and wants the war to end. And so if the war is going to end, there has to be cooperation with Russia. There's no other way for it to end. Show it. You want to see Polymarket? There's really not a lot. Prediction on maybe peace. Russia-Ukraine ceasefire, 51% chance before July. Russia capturing a city. Or Russia capturing a city. North Korea missile test launch in March. Ukraine election held in 2025, 45% chance. Ukraine agrees to not join NATO in 2025, 57% chance. All of these are like 50-50. Israel withdraws from Gaza in 2025. Yeah, but they might withdraw if it gets leveled. I mean, what does that mean, withdraw? They withdraw because there's going to be investment made, but the Palestinians are also going to be gone. Andrew Tate or Alex Jones? I like Alex Jones. You do 8 o'clock lives every day. You're getting annoyed with Tim Pool. I've been doing about 7 o'clock or 7:30. Today was 7:15. But yeah, it's a little bit earlier than 8 o'clock for me nowadays. I don't really like streaming up till like, midnight. I used to go live at like 9 or 10. Boris Johnson in August of 2022, months into the war, talked Zelensky into rejecting a peace plan that was agreed upon. I know I heard about that story a few days ago. They were like, I think it's gonna be a similar peace deal to what they had in 2022, but it just didn't form because of Europe. Yeah, 2022 was very early in the war, man. 2022, the war started in February of 2022. So any time in 2022 would have been less than a year if they would have agreed to that. That is pretty crazy that Ukraine was going to sign a peace deal and then Europe talked them out of it. And the war wouldn't have even lasted a year. Why do all these podcasters think they're so cool? The podcast stuff is getting annoying, man. It is. I kind of agree. I mean, I understand the idea of podcasts. You know, you can talk really long form. It's important conversation. No, I understand that, but it's like it's really just anything that goes mainstream. We get annoyed with it. Like, you know, people get annoyed with everyone. Anybody that goes mainstream. Tim Pool is obnoxious. Yeah, I mean, dude, like people in my chat just really hate pretty much everyone. But that's what happens when you go mainstream. You know, we're just gonna hate everyone. Honestly, it's just like. But I mean, I feel the Tim Pool stuff. I haven't really seen much of his stuff recently. I mean, I guess I stream when he streams, so I can't really watch it. But I know he signed a deal with Rumble, anyways. So he does Rumble. Does he get more views on Rumble or YouTube? I just can't trust Rumble's view count, man. I really can't. Like that's a thing. Imagine something like I don't think I could do Rumble, man. Just the interface is so bad, and I don't trust that they actually have real viewers. It just seems like bots. Like, what's with Rumble's comment sections? They always seem like they're bots. I know YouTube has bots in comments, but you never really liked Joe Rogan. I like Joe Rogan, honestly. I do. I mean, but he gets so popular to where people don't like him. I mean, I think Rogan is fine. I haven't seen much of his stuff recently, but I've seen clips of him, and it seems like he's pretty similar, but he keeps going a little bit more right wing. You know, he'll still go left on a few issues. That's just kind of. I mean, some issues, if you believe the left wing, that's fine. I mean, it's not everyone's gonna be right on everything. The Rumble Crowder thing made me not trust the site. Dude, I just don't know if those are real numbers that they say. I mean, they were saying Dan Bongino was getting like fucking 40,000 viewers an episode live. Will Vivek win Ohio? I honestly don't know. I mean, Vivek is talking about some pretty radical stuff involving. We'll see. I mean, I still think Vivek has a good footing within just the Republican Party in general because of the Trump thing, and Trump has endorsed him, and Musk has endorsed him, and really the people he's running against outside of Tressel, who he might not even run, he'll probably beat for the nomination, and then as a Republican in Ohio, he'd probably win, yeah. You'll have a video posted in 2 minutes and already have 20 comments. Well, that can happen if you're popular. But yeah, what'll happen is this happens with pretty much all YouTubers. You'll get the bot comments, the bot sex worker, whatever. Like they've got the profile of like a sexy picture of them, and they'll say, "Oh, this is an amazing video." Like the second it gets posted because it's a bot. You see, Australia is having an election in May. The Conservatives there are leading, which is ironically called the Liberal Party. Australia is weird where they do them every 3 years. The Conservatives are called the Liberal Party. I did see that. Yeah, that's all strange. That would be good for Australia, though. Remember the COVID stuff with them. Do you keep up with the NHL at all? No, I don't. Unfortunately, Hook'em. I do not keep up with the NHL. Tressel is going to win Ohio. I'm not sure he's running. I mean, Tressel is loved in Ohio, obviously. I mean, I'd like to see him at a rally or some shit, though. Tressel just has the vibe of a Mike Pence. Like, let's be honest. Now, listen, he's loved in Ohio. He's a legend. Would you vote for Vivek or DeSantis if they ran again? For president, you're talking about? If it was down to those two? It's hard to say. Vivek would come from the MAGA. DeSantis would be, I mean, for DeSantis, it's hard because there's really no footing. He has no footing within the Republican Party. He has no legit base because you're either MAGA or you're establishment. Like Nikki Haley, establishment. Trump was MAGA. Vivek was MAGA. Chris Christie was just there to agitate Trump when he ran, but like that would be more establishment. Tim Scott would be more kind of in the middle, but more establishment. Like, where does DeSantis fit? It's like DeSantis tries to somehow be in the middle of the establishment and MAGA, but you're just going to get run over. And then Vivek would just be the MAGA guy. Everyone has the right to their homeland, but if you squander it, it's your fault. The people who have claim to United States are black and... You mean United? United States are black. Natives and Brits. Brits destroyed their homeland. What are you talking about? What homeland did they destroy? If anything, their homeland has been destroyed by immigration. Byron will leapfrog them. Byron Donalds. Yeah, Byron Donalds is... he had a really good clip. I mean, Byron Donalds is like cut from that same cloth of like the MAGA, right? Why does everyone hate NATO so much? This allows us to have tons of influence in the world. Yeah, that's the problem, is people really don't want influence right now. They don't think it... They think it's more of a hindrance, especially Republicans in the United States. Us having influence throughout the world is not thought of as a positive right now with this current scope. Us having influence in Ukraine, people don't like. They don't want money spent in Ukraine. That's influence. That's our influence. Us spending money in a proxy war. People don't like that. So yeah, it gives us influence. People don't want to have that influence. They want the money spent in the United States to up our quality of life. Help us, buy houses for cheaper. I mean, it's that type of thinking. So it's like you're right. NATO gives us influence for sure. But people don't want that. That's the point. They don't, and the United States does not need crazy influence throughout the world based on our geographical location with the oceans. Chris Christie has the most disgusting body in American politics. Yeah, he's, you would think he would at some point. Maybe try Ozempic. Chris Christie, JB Pritzker. It's JB or JP Pritzker. I don't even remember the dude. Is irrelevant. Blacks come from Africa. Not one has ancestral ties to the land in America. No. Yeah, well, he's saying because of slavery, and I can understand that. I really can. But the idea that we've I don't know. He's saying that we've destroyed Europe. I mean, based on what metric exactly? Do you think another outsider in the business world will be a president? Well, I think it's a trend right now. We're seeing people in different sectors think they can run for president because Trump was, I guess, a little bit more unqualified when he ran. But the thing is with Trump, see, a lot of these people don't realize it had been rumored for decades that Trump was going to run. Like it was for governor. And listen, I wasn't alive a lot of the time, but just looking back and studying Trump, it wasn't like Trump just randomly came out of nowhere and said, "Oh my goodness, now I'm entering politics," after having nothing to do with politics for 30 years. It was always rumored that Trump was going to have involvement and run. So it's not like this is, because I think people are kind of getting it misconstrued. Like, oh, just anyone can come out of nowhere and win. It's just this, really not like that. But I mean, people like coming out and not being someone like Newsom, someone like look at Marco Rubio against Trump, look at Ted Cruz against Trump in the 2016. They're just politicians. There's nothing about them that really relates to the voter. They're all robots, and they all develop this way to talk. They're just not personable at all. You got to have a way with words and connect with voters, and it's just the idea of someone coming from the outside and not having, because it's almost better now to not have that, I don't know what you want to call it, I guess the experience of being a politician, because it's you just sound like a politician. I mean, Marco Rubio, that's a politician. That's a politician. JD Vance is a politician. Trump obviously now is a politician, but when he came in, it's like it's a different feel. So I think liberals might go with someone a little bit outside the box. It's possible. The problem is with liberals is their establishment still controls who they choose to nominate. So it's tough. Maybe they'll be able to break that, but they've controlled who gets nominated the past 3 cycles. It's crazy. American progressive liberals are pushing for a civil war. If civil war breaks out, I predict the state producing food and energy will win. They're not going to be a civil war. It's not. Liberals would have zero chance at winning a civil war, but it's not going to happen, and it would really weaken the country. I mean, certainly our adversaries would be fine with that. Although I don't know, it would destroy the dollar, and it would be a big problem throughout the world. But I don't think that's going to happen. Not holding whites accountable for their own behavior is how you ruined the UK and now ruining the US. You can't simultaneously. Well, I think what's ruined it, this is what I think, and certainly, I mean, there are bad white people, and there are some things that, there could be a cultural problem as well. But I think a lot of this goes back to World War II. It's like we've been set up now in the West to where it's this forced migration into major cities in the United States and into Europe. And it really goes back to World War II, because you look at the NSDAP, and obviously they were a pro-right white party. And it's like, well, you can't be that again. So it's got to be the opposite of that. And so I think that's kind of been what's happened. But I mean, you talk about welfare, there's always going to be people on that. What, do you want socialism where everyone's like very average? It's just, it is what it is. But no, I agree with you. There are some things wrong for sure. And there definitely are white people to criticize and blame. Should Trump have ran in 2012, it would have been close between him and Obama, the outsider versus the most popular presidents in the recent election. Yeah, honestly, because Romney performed better than McCain. Now, Romney still lost pretty easily, but yeah, I don't know. I think it would have been tough. I mean, because that's Obama in an incumbent, and that's when incumbents were OP. Now incumbents, they say they're easy to beat. I mean, some of that is just, the Biden situation was so weak. Like the last 2 incumbent chances, Trump in 2020, he got absolutely fucked because of the economy. Like, you're shutting down the country. The one thing, you're a Republican president, the economy. I mean, you look back at 2019, people say, well, it's rose-colored glasses. But seriously, we had a really good economy in 2019. Better than it was under Obama. And they'll say, well, that's because Obama had to deal with 2008 and whatever, but it was better. And then you had the coronavirus. And so that's an incumbent year that kind of gets wiped out by a once in, and they call it like once in a century pandemic. And then the Biden bullshit. And it's like Kamala is totally unqualified. So is that even an incumbent in terms of that? Because Kamala's not an incumbent. I mean, it's the incumbent administration, but I don't know. But they say incumbents, there's no advantage now. I think it just depends. If you have a good presidency, you're going to have an advantage as an incumbent. Biden did not have a good presidency, and it was just such a total shit show towards the end, and that contributed. And then, they go with Kamala. They knew Kamala was just, unqualified, never should have been given the VP role. they gave it to her because, remember, that whole thing, they gave it to Kamala because it was a black female during the BLM stuff and everything like that. It's like they had to go with a minority. That's what Biden said he said, I'm picking a black woman. They told him he had to pick a black woman in interviews in 2020. They're like, I mean, that's how they balance the ticket with the liberals. They can never be, nowadays it's got to be. It's a weird thing, weird dynamic with them. Trump got rigged in 2020. Trump's did. Yeah, I mean, dude, I think 2020 was a fucking shit show, man. It really was. But even if you're a liberal and you think that Biden won, the way it was done was such a shit show. Like, and they're forced to believe that that's like normal election process where it takes 4 days and the swing states with it, like it takes 3 days for the swing states to flip and they barely flip by like, 2,000 votes and then it gets called. It's like, and listen, you can say, well, it's because of COVID, but COVID made it a total shit show. The economy was humming. Yeah, the economy was really good, man, in 2019. I mean, I even looked back at the numbers and I was like, wow. I mean, it wasn't even just like, well, we're just saying this because of COVID, how great the economy was, but the economy was actually really good in 2019. Why did Obama tell Biden not to run in 2016? Because that was the Hillary's year. Remember, they wanted Hillary, and Hillary was going up against Obama in the primaries in 2008. That's who Obama beat, and so then it was Hillary's turn, even though Biden was the VP. Biden's whole presidency was a shithole. The guy was insanely controlled. Well, yeah, he's controlled in the sense where it's like you have to control him though. To be fair to the Democrats, the guy cannot make decisions. He's not mentally capable of making proper decisions at his age at that point. So they were forced to control him. Great channel, just here to keep it honest. Everyone is afraid to not agree with you in the chat. It's okay to be. Yeah, no, I mean, listen, that's fine if people don't want to agree with me. That's what happens on the internet. It is what it is. Economy will be really good by 2027. That's what I've been telling people. I said it'll be good once Trump gets all this tariff stuff worked out. I don't know what he's trying to do with it. I think it might be the renegotiation of the trade deal, but once Trump gets the tariff stuff worked out, guys, I think the economy is going to be in a really good spot. Trump had, that first term, there was some turmoil with the tariffs, and you know what? Zero Hedge had a really good chart on it where it was like showing the Trump's in 2017 when Trump came in, the stock market started off down because they had tariffs, big tariffs on China, and then it recovered. It takes time to recover. So right now, I mean, these liberals just keep talking about the economy. It's irrelevant. I mean, there's no elections. There's no big elections upcoming until the midterms. The midterms might be a challenge though. COVID didn't require everything to shut down. The lockdown had to do with globalists wanting to control. Well, the thing with COVID was the thing that didn't make sense with COVID was forcing the shots on everyone, young people that were healthy. That's what didn't make sense. And they were trying to say, well, because the young people need to get it because if they spread it to old people, then it's just like, well, why not just give old people the shots and then keep them? You just don't want. I just didn't think it was necessary to force, young elementary school kids to take those shots. They're like, well, they're going to. And look, we'll see what happens. I mean, there is some complications with COVID. COVID is, listen, I got COVID, and when I got COVID, I only had it for like 4 days. It was like a very bad version of the flu when I got COVID. I don't know which variant I got, but I got COVID once, and it was like right at the end of 2021, I think it was at the end of 2021, or it might have been at the end of 2020, maybe at the end of 2020. But yeah, it's like a bad flu for me. The only thing at risk in 2026 is the House. Yeah, no, the Senate is locked because of the amount of seats that they have, and also the races in the Senate are really nothing. I mean, there's really not news. It's a Friday night. There's not going to be a lot of news, man, honestly. A lot of this is just sports. Syria having another conflict. Oh, there's a shocker. But like this stuff that, oh, Bill Nye. Yeah, here's Bill Nye.
Science. 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 Science.
Come on, bro. Why on a Friday night do you have to do this? Love crypto. I was a little bit disappointed today with the summit, but listen, the summit, it's, you know, they're investing into it. It's good. They're investing into it. Debt relief bot. Ski mask kitten. I swear, there's just no coins in crypto. You got Bill Nye, man. Bill Nye doing it better than Steve Bannon. Long stream, awesome. Yeah, this one just came dragged on a little bit. I've been having some 3-hour streams. Trump needs to sleep, dude. Yeah, I thought Trump was really tired today. He looked like he was done. Well, he did that thing with the FIFA thing. People made me look that up. I mean, it was kind of funny. Trump is like dead. He's like, just get me to bed. He needs a recharge. He needs a recharge. That's all. Do you think MAGA Republicans will continue to be influential after Trump leaves the office, or do you think neoconservatives? No, it'll be MAGA. It might even be more right wing than MAGA. Might even be more right wing, but it'll be a variant. The establishment right is not. I don't think, at least anytime soon. You never know with politics because it ebbs and flows and it goes in cycles. So maybe in the 2040s or something, if people are done with MAGA and just the regular establishment conservatives are the dominant force, it's possible, because there's no figurehead in MAGA without Trump. But Vance is just going to be like a Trump variant where Trump is still going to have huge influence as long as he's still alive over Vance's administration. Bill Nye with the Roman. I mean, to be fair, you know, it's like you nitpick clips and stuff. I mean, Bannon seriously did it. Elon did it too. Like, Elon purposefully did it. So did Bannon. XRP was a disappointment. Well, yeah, I mean, did they even mention XRP? So if they didn't really talk about it, they didn't really talk about the digital assets that were going to be involved in the reserve. That's the problem. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this live stream. That is going to do it. You were going through my old videos and vlogs. See, there's one video where you reacted to a guy fake crying that Biden won, and another where you got drunk. The fake crying video, yeah, I think it was on ABC with the women with the women twerking and shit. You remember that? I remember that. That was not a good time. All right, guys, I'll be seeing you.